Hello everyone. I wanted to provide another set of trigger warnings for this case. This is case number 4 of the second game. And I want to trigger warn, please, for suicide, including pictures. There is a picture of the crime scene that keeps being shown. And I also want to trigger warn for one of the witnesses is mentally ill and at one point almost died by suicide, and there is a lot of stigma surrounding that. So I don't really know whether to recommend watching this case if those are triggers for you, but you will know better than I will what you can and can't watch, and so I wanted to sort of put a warning down before all of these videos for case 4. So I'm recording this warning, and I will prepend it to the videos. So trigger warnings for suicide, for mental illness stigma, and the suicide includes photos of the scene. So thank you very much, and now we will go into the video. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardall. We are about to start the second episode of case 4, which has started a little unusually, a little different from usual. We were at an awards ceremony, an actor was killed, another actor was arrested, and rather than take his case the normal way, we were forced to take his case because Maya was taken hostage by someone who demanded we take the actor's case. I'm not sure why that was necessary. The actor seemed perfectly willing to work with us, and we're perfectly willing to work with him. And he said he'd never killed anyone in his life. And we didn't sense with our magic Magatama that he was lying. So it's a little unclear what's going on and why, but we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, at least we were able to get Mr. Matt on guard as our client. And we know he didn't do it, which is very important. It was important to Pearl. I don't know that it's important to me. I guess it should be, but I think at this stage of the game, it comes after it's been so thoroughly demonstrated that innocent people are sent to prison all the time that I've become kind of desensitized to the idea of, to me, it's like, just get them all out. Get them all out no matter what, and they'll probably end up going to prison the next day for something unrelated. So, maybe that's the wrong attitude, I don't know.
Now what should we do?
Well, the trial is tomorrow, and we only get one chance. There's only one way to prove Mr. Onguard's innocence. We have to find the real killer.
Okay, let's start looking.
Sweet girl. Since there were no psyche locks, that means we can trust Mr. Onguard is innocent.
I really feel much better knowing that. Ever since last night, I was so worried. I kept wondering, what if he's the real killer? What then?
I have something I want to ask you, Pearls.
Okay, what is it?
Why are you so interested in how Maya and I get along? I mean, she and I don't have anything special
Huh? What do you mean? I thought you and Mystic Maya were... I've been mistaken all this time? No way!
She really wasn't kidding. Pearls actually believed that Maya and I are... Maybe I should have just left it alone.
Mr. Nick, stop it! Don't hide your true feelings from me!
Ow, she slapped me. I mean, it's just as well. Eventually she's gonna run into Edgeworth and realize that we're in love, so... Better now than later. Well, let's go visit our client again. He might have thought of something to tell us. That seems unlikely, but... Ah, the lawyer dude. So what did you find out?
Well, we're still in the middle of investigating.
Oh, I see. But I've already told you everything I know, dude. He doesn't seem to be very smart.
Which, after a long line of vapid girl characters, it's kind of nice to have a vapid guy character. Can you tell me about your activities last night?
After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was like in my nickel samurai costume.
And you were alone the entire time?
My manager was running around being busy, so yeah.
Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show?
I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright?
It's so strange.
When I was leaving my room, I noticed it was kind of noisy.
And Mr. Carita was dead at the time.
Yeah, that's what I gathered from my manager. I'm beginning to gather this guy can't do a thing on his own. That's when the detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me, and then out of the blue, dude arrested me.
So that was a repeat of what he told us yesterday. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. What sort of...
That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. And he wanted to try to make a Jammin' Ninja movie, even though we all know it'd fail.
The Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right?
Yeah, I took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you'd think it'd be the other way around, you know?
Also a repeat from yesterday, but it makes sense. You know, why would you, why would he kill a rival that he was beating? Alright, back to the hotel lobby. Hey! What do you think you're doing? You can't come in without... Good morning. Hold on, it's you. What is going on around here? I heard poor Juan was killed. Is that true? It's a bad rerun is what it is. Another steel samurai doing the evil deeds. You know, that's not entirely... I'll have you know that I was a huge fan of Juan's. Why, oh why do all the stars I'm interested in drop one by one like flies? It's always been that way. Ever since I was a little girl. The class hamster was fine, then it started... I can't keep up. I wanted to ask you about the murder and what happened. Huh, don't push me, boy. Mr. Dick? I couldn't hear everything she said because she was talking so fast.
Miss Oldbag, could you please speak a little slower?
Don't boss me around, you spiky-haired smarty pants. I am so tickled by the fact that she tries to shoot us with her little ray gun. My dear Hammer died a year ago in that dreadful murder. And only recently did I finally find a star that makes this heart go ba-dump again. I don't know what to say. I ask you, why does every star I cheer for always end up kicking the bucket? I watch your words. No one's gonna get away with saying anything bad about my Juan. I haven't said anything. Well, I don't believe a word that woman says anyway.
What woman?
That irritating backwater girl with the afro and the horrible country accent. I mean, what is that manner of speaking supposed to be? And why does she never stop? Honestly, women these days, they don't know the meaning of the word modesty. When I was a young maiden, I was so beautiful even the flowers blushed. Pearls, are you thirsty? A little. Okay, I'll go get you a juice or something. Thank you very much. Hey, are you paying attention? I want to ask you about what happened around the time of the murder. I don't know anything about that. I was here getting ready. Getting ready for the show, of course. Well, and the press conference afterwards. Cue mysterious music for this magical press conference. I don't know anything about the murder. I see. But if you're talking about what I saw, that's different. I saw it very clearly. What? I saw the most important moment of the night. The most important moment? You don't mean. Oh, so now you treat me with respect, you disrespectful child. When you speak to your elders, you should always be polite. Really, kids today. Please tell me, what did you see?
Christine. Oh my god.
The murder last night was gruesome, wasn't it? But then, what murder isn't? Please don't stray onto another tangent, please.
If you want to hear more, show your respect and bring this lady a present.
You've gotta be kidding me. 4 Psyche-Locks? Is there... Oh, the Viola Hall.
Looks like the investigation is still in full swing. The hotel staff and the police are running around like headless chickens.
I wonder if we can do any investigating of our own in this kind of atmosphere.
Well, we've got to roll up our sleeves and try, I guess. I don't know that there's anything here.
We ate at this table last night, didn't we? I was really happy then.
I wish I could make you smile again. The awards ceremony was held on that stage.
You reminded me of the circus for a second.
I don't think there's anything in here. Let's go check out the hallway.
Hey, you're here! Been waiting for you, Mr. Lawyer.
Lotta.
Hey, Mr. Cop fella! The thief showed his face.
What?
Arrest him, put him on trial, find him guilty, give him the death penalty.
Lotta, what the heck? I was just about to feel sort of nice about you for the first time. What's wrong, Lotta? Are you feeling alright?
Looked here and there and up and down the mountain, but it ain't here. Why don't you just hurry up and give it back to me, you creep?
What are you looking for?
My camera! It's my lifeblood. I'm gonna die without my $700 camera.
Your camera?
Look, don't lots of people say the criminal always goes back to the scene of the crime? And looky here, you are. Here I am, faced with a lot of trouble.
Huh?
So you lost your camera.
It ain't no ordinary camera. You buy it in the store and it's $1,600 brand new.
Huh? Didn't you say you bought it for $700?
I had a nice long talk with the guy at the store. About 5 hours, I reckon. I made this itty-bitty scratch on it, and the manager got all huffed up in the face. He gave me a talking to and was real mean about it, and he made me cry.
When did you lose your camera?
Well, last night, after the murder happened.
Must have been when I was busy running around looking into things. That's when I lost sight of my dear, darling, expensive sweetie.
Lotta, what did you capture with this expensive camera of yours?
I don't rightly know. I snapped a shot of anything that caught my eye. I don't remember. And besides, I couldn't get anything from my big scoop.
I wonder if Lotta's missing camera is even connected to the murder. Lotta, please tell me what you know about what happened at the time of the murder.
Well, before the ceremony last night, I was hanging around here in this area. Actually, I was here until around the time Mr. Ongard was arrested.
What were you doing here?
You sure went to school, city boy. Wherever Lotta Hart goes, there's a story to be found. A big scoop to be had.
A big scoop.
I told you before, I'm gonna be the best tabloid photographer the world's ever seen. Reckon, of course, that means I'm always looking for the perfect shot.
I wonder what scoop she was after.
I was also on the lookout for other stars that were here, so maybe I wasn't here the entire time.
Lotta, are you sure you weren't here the entire time? So you could take a picture for your big scoop?
Well, maybe I was, but that's what real journalists do. I got some juicy inside info, so I thought to myself, why not get a picture for proof?
What kind of story was it that you would hang around here for? Oh no! Another one?
Sorry, Mr. Lawyer, can't be telling you that. Trade secret, you know.
Why does everyone have something to hide?
We've been stopped, haven't we? Take that, Mr. Lawyer!
Oh, we can go into the victim's rooms. Well, let's try our client's room first.
What are we?
We're in Mr. Matt Onguard's dressing room. This is our client's room. May I help you with something? Oh, it's a new person. You're Mr. Onguard's lawyer, correct? I gathered as much. I also looked for lawyers on my end, but to no avail. How did you know I'm his lawyer? You were just saying that he is your client. In a situation like this, the only person who would use such a word would be his lawyer. She's very intense.
Whoa!
It's a simple deduction, really. The trial is tomorrow, and Mr. Onguard's situation is looking rather grim. So you came here, one stop in your mad dash, to find clues to build his case, correct? Yes, you're hired. You can be a PI with us. Well, you're not totally right, but you're not totally off either.
It's really not the time to be showing off, Nick.
She's right. I am Adrian Andrews. I hate to waste time, so let's get down to business. All right. She may be of small stature, but appearances can be deceiving. I adore her. She's hired. Hire her. Let's look around the room first. It's probably Mr. Onguard's suitcase. For someone who is only going to be here for the award show, this is a lot of stuff. He has about 3 days worth of clothes in here.
Stars really are different from us, aren't they?
That's the bedroom.
That's a bed? They have really big beds here.
There's some samurai-looking clothes on the sofa.
I think that jacket is called a huppy.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it would make a great souvenir. Maya would be thrilled. Dishes left over from dinner for 2.
I'm sure they're Mr. Onguard's and Miss Anders' plates.
They had T-bone steaks. Which was Global Studio and T-bone steaks? I don't see anything else. I assume the first thing you need to know is what everyone was doing that night, correct? Yes, that is correct. Then I will tell you. Before the awards ceremony, I had dinner with Mr. Onguard. In this very room, I might add. Dinner? What did you eat? I told you, I hate to waste time with trifling details. If you took a look at the table yourself, you wouldn't need to ask me. I bet she's a lot of fun at parties. Phoenix, you hush! I love her! When the award show was starting, I headed for Viola Hall. And after the show ended, you came back to this room? No, I had small errands to run. I helped with the preparations in the lobby. Oh, preparations for the post-ceremony show, I guess. When it was time for the post-ceremony show, I came back to call for Mr. Onguard. After that, I went to visit Mr. Kurita. And that's when you found his body?
You really held strong throughout everything.
Yeah, she does seem mentally tough as nails. Why would Onguard's manager go talk to Kurita? About you and... Stop right there. You aren't seriously about to ask how Mr. Onguard and I are related, are you? Sorry? I have no idea how he could choose you as his lawyer. Why did she have to go and say something like that?
Mr. Nick, calm down and hang in there. I'll give you a shoulder rub to relieve your stress later, alright?
I already gave you my name earlier, but I'll add that I'm Mr. Onguard's manager. His manager? Speaking of managers, did the victim, Mr. Kurita, have one? I thought you already established. I just assumed, I guess? No, he did not. He didn't have a manager. Global Studios has a very different policy from Worldwide Studios in that Worldwide Studios does not assign individual managers to their stars. I see. This industry is very ruthless and unforgiving. Actually, you look quite ruthless and unforgiving yourself to your poor partner. Dragging a little girl like her to places like this? Honestly.
You're wrong! I'm doing this to help Mystic Maya!
Pearls, calm down and hang in there. I'll buy you a juice later, alright? Should I serve on my train now? I told you, I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are of no relevance. This is the first time I've been shut down. Nonsense! Francisca always...
Onguard's manager, intelligent woman who seems to have it all together. Seriously, I love her.
She probably wouldn't know anything about this hotel security. I asked to become Mr. Ongar's manager. He's a pleasure to manage with his nice disposition. Mr. Ongar does seem like a weak-willed man, always doing as he's told.
He's always saying, my manager, right, Mr. Nick?
Did you know the victim, Mr. Kurita? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place, after all.
Did you know about his rivalry with the Nickel Samurai?
Honestly, they were like children when it came to that. Time and time again, those two competed with each other over the most trivial things. If either one of them wasn't so stubborn, then maybe no one would have needed to die. What? I've got a hunch this woman knows more than she's letting on. She must know why Juan Kurita was killed. I wouldn't go that far, but... Okay, we did open up a new. Do you have any ideas? As to why Mr. Kurita was murdered? Why would you ask me about such a thing? I'm doing my job. Do you have any ideas? Oh no! Really? Holy shit! Another 4? Miss Andrews? Sorry, but there's nothing more I have to add to this conversation.
Is it a psyche lock, Mr. Nick?
Yes, there's getting to be more and more of these lately. Well, let's go in here and meet someone with like 18 psyche. Oh my god. He really likes stuffed bears?
Mr. Nick, where are we?
We're in Mr. Juan Kurita's room. Pearls?
Mr. Kurita?
The victim, which makes this a crime scene too. Oh, it's you! So what happened? The kidnapper, has he contacted you again? Not yet. He probably won't until we win Mr. Ongar's acquittal. You doing okay, pal? Hanging in there? I just want Maya to be alright. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to help you as much as I can, pal. Can you do that? Even if we want to look around the crime scene? Just this once. Special circumstances, right, pal? I'll even tell you everything I know, but you've got to keep quiet. It's my neck on the line here. Thank you. Bless him. That's right. I got you guys a map of the hotel. Here you go, little missy.
You're giving it to me? Thank you.
We're going to want you to get lost in a hotel. It's too big for its own good.
Mr. Nick, I got a map. But Mr. Nick, I can't read it.
Have we not taught you to read, baby? Okay, lobby, the hall. Okay, the 2 suites. Alright, I guess that's all we really need. What is going on with this guy? Vegetable juices. All of them red. Alarm clock bears, collector's editions, stuffed bears, plastic models. It's overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? There's even a few in the trash can. Maybe the guy didn't really like bears? Why is that in my head? Shit, that's not what I want to do.
It's so messy here. There are a lot of electronic things I've never seen before. What are they?
Well, that's a watch. You wear it on your wrist.
I know what a watch is.
Oops, for a second I forgot I was talking with Pearls and not Maya. So we have a watch, a laptop, I think that's a camera, and a remote control to something. There's so many things in the suitcase, I bet it barely closes. There's his clothes, a dryer, an electric shaver, a calculator.
Do All-Stars pack too much stuff?
We can slide. I should have checked to see if I could slide to the other room. It looks like Mr. Kurita had dinner last night.
This bottle, it's tomato juice.
Bottles of cosmetics are scattered on the floor. This is probably where Mr. Creo fought his assailant. What are these bits of glass from? A flower vase, maybe? There are flowers on the floor, but I don't know what they are. This is a guitar case. A little beat up, but usable. The guitar's not here. Maybe he forgot to bring it to the show? But Mr. Maya said the bright red guitar was his signature item. This guitar case is wet, but it's only wet on the top of the lid. There's no water inside the case. This is water, isn't it? It's a beautiful wine glass with tomato juice in it. There's a bottle of it on the table over there. That's probably where this came from. Everything else is scattered all over the floor. She's right. Why is this glass the only thing that's still upright? That's a bed, right? Why is it wet? Why is... So many questions. The bears in particular are very strange. Do you know what was the cause of death?
Well, technically, the final autopsy report isn't out yet, but one look at the victim should tell you, pal.
It should?
Yeah, here's a picture.
Oh, jeez. There's a knife in his chest. And there's a vase on the floor. The tomato juice in the picture.
Yeah, pal, that's the murder weapon.
He was stabbed to death.
They're looking at the fingerprints down at the lab right now.
There were fingerprints on the knife?
It looks like they're pretty sure they're on guard's fingerprints.
That's bad. Well, they did have steak. Maybe it's a steak knife. Why was Mr. Ungard arrested?
We had evidence on him.
Evidence?
It looks like the victim, Juan Correa, really put up a big fight.
Yeah, one look at the crime scene and you can tell. There's signs of a struggle everywhere.
Well, yeah. During the fight, his button came off.
Mr. Ongard said something about a button. Something like one of the Jammin' Ninja's buttons got caught in his hakama.
But that's not all.
What?
There was a witness, pal.
A witness? Who is it?
That lady, Ms. Oldbag.
Police. Anyone but her.
The prosecution has plenty of evidence to make a solid case. Not to mention, there's something around where the victim was that's a little off.
Something that's a little off?
As in that's for you to figure out, pal.
Alright, let's try to figure it out, Mr. Nick. Am I supposed to... We thought the wine glass was weird because it was all by itself. Am I supposed to show it to him? To prove that I figured it out?
So about this wine glass.
Ah, you noticed it, pal. The whole crime scene was a mess, but this glass was the only thing that was untouched.
You noticed that too, Detective Gumshoe.
No, actually, Miss Von Karma noticed it first.
Yeah, Pearl noticed it before me too. Hey, wait a minute. Does that mean Miss Von Karma's here at the hotel?
Yeah, she's around. Man, you're gonna be in so much trouble, pal. Especially if she catches you in here.
Well, you can bet the instant I see her, I'll be running the 1,000-meter dash. Uh-oh.
What's that beeping noise, Mr. Nick?
I've heard this sound somewhere before.
It's Miss Von Karma! For some reason, whenever I hear that sound, she pops out of nowhere and whips me.
That's exactly what happened last time.
Sorry, I gotta make myself scarce later, pal. Ow!
And he's down.
At last, you reveal your true nature.
Mr. Phoenix Wright. My true nature. Would it be too much to ask for you to be nice to me for a change?
So you're the type to steal information from pitifully hopeless detectives.
Sure? That's very dishonorable of you.
Yeah, no, I know it's not like whipping complete strangers without their consent. Don't you dare run away, Scruffy McTrenchcoat. Scruffy McTrenchcoat. Ah! I didn't think the detectives of this country could be this pitiful. Ugh. Detective, come over here for a second. She's so stressed out. Do you think we could get her like a Groupon for like a spa day or something? Maybe a nice massage? I feel better knowing at least you were man enough to face your punishment. He was so scared he just froze up on the spot. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you have soiled my perfect prosecution record. Twice, actually. I'll never forget that. This time, victory is mine. Victory is yours? Is that all this means to you? What? Come, Scruffy. The investigation briefing is about to begin. Yes, sir. This isn't over yet. I swear on my family's honor. Honey, your family doesn't have honor. I'm so sorry to inform you. Like, I know that everyone in this game needs a good therapist, and there's no shame in that. You need a good therapist. Your dad was a murderer who framed people, and also just not a good guy. And you're kind of following in his steps in a really worryingly bad way. He ruined Edgeworth's life, for which you seem to be trying to blame us. Your family doesn't have honor. It doesn't. I'm so sorry. I know that's hard for you. But you need to find a really good therapist to work out these issues. And you're more interested in defeating me than you are in getting to the truth of the matter and justice. And that's not really healthy, sweetie. It's certainly bad for the legal system. And I think that's partly why I honestly don't really care if our client is innocent or not. Like, I mean, great that he is. But it's like the person prosecuting him is trying to do so in order to beat me. So justice is already not being served. What did she throw at me now? What is this? Well, I guess this means I gotta get back to the precinct now. If you ever need me, come down to the Criminal Affairs Department, alright? And if you can, try not to let Ms. Von Karma see you. What did she throw at us? Where is it? What happened? Oh, it's on the table, I guess. Sorry.
Mr. Nick, what is this piece of paper?
It's called an autograph.
Autograph?
The paper's got Mr. Corita's name written on it, so it's his autograph.
I can't read it at all.
Oh, okay, it says Juan, I guess.
To be honest, I've never seen writing that looks like this.
It's a special way of writing called cursive. Look here, see how it says, "To my dearest Wendy," in more normal letters?
This sloppy, unreadable writing. It's crazy and cruel to give it to someone.
Wendy. I've heard that name before. It's old bag's name. We know that. Look at that one bear in the middle. That's just a creepy evil bear. Okay. Go back to the lobby, maybe? What's this? Oh, Mr. Wright! How are you? Hi, Mr. Powers. Have you been here the entire time? Yeah, people connected to the murder aren't allowed to go home, let alone leave. connected to the murder, sweetie. Can you tell me a little more about the Nickel Samurai TV show? Okay. The Nickel Samurai is an action hero program aimed towards kids. It's the sequel to the Steel Samurai. I see. This time, there are 3 samurai brothers, Aluminum Samurai, Tin Samurai, and of course the Nickel Samurai. It's a love Y in the Neo Old Tokyo. I see? Wait, a love what? A love Y. This girl, Sayo, works at the tea shop, and all 3 guys fall for her at the same time. Oh, the Y shape is the 3 brothers colliding over one girl? Anyway, Sayo is actually the daughter of the evil Strawberry Clan's leader. Sounds like an unusual situation. Like Romeo and Juliet times 3. Yeah. Strange thing is, this sort of forbidden love story is really big with the office ladies. Yes, Pearl.
What happens next? I want to know. Miss Sayo, does she fall in love? She does, doesn't she?
Every Sunday at 8 a.m.
I'm going to stop watching Kids Masterpiece Theater starting this week.
I can't believe she's really considering it. So what's the Jammin' Ninja TV show like? It started from a remake of an old movie, to tell you the truth. I love his exasperated face. The Jammin' Ninja, like the samurai shows, is geared towards kids. It's the story of a ninja who can't scale a wall, but became a big pop star anyway. What? He was a really lousy ninja, absolutely couldn't do any ninja things right at all. But boy could he sing! With his trusty bright red guitar in hand, he took the ancient world by storm.
A ninja with a bright red guitar?
And then the final fight in front of his beloved Princess Mizola. Jammin' versus the Muromachi 5. Suddenly, our brave hero catches a not-so-jammin' cold the night before Battle 3.
That's too bad for him.
Yeah, but this kind of pop music-based love story is something high school girls really like. Yes, Pearl.
What happens next? I want to know. Jammin', the Jammin' Ninja, will he be able to sing? What about Princess Mizola?
Every Sunday at 8 a.m.
Oh, which show should I watch?
I can't believe she's really considering it. Where was that picture of her?
So he had those little circles on his shirt like armor, and one of them's popped off for the knife to go in. We don't see it on the floor, do we? Everything else looks like it should, I guess.
So what do you know of Creed at? He debuted around the same time as Matt and everything, you know?
Really?
It started out small. First it was singing contests, then swimming competitions, then it was bowling tournaments, and then it was who could throw the best New Year's parties. One was always trying to one-up Matt.
Aw, why didn't they just kiss? A kissing contest.
Lately, those two were escalating to more and more dangerous things, like kissing contests. I thought that no good would come of it all, so I began to worry. Too bad Juan's story ended so soon. Matt's younger than me, but you can practically see his star potential.
His star potential?
I got his autograph the other day. It feels kind of wrong now, doesn't it? I don't care what people say. Matt didn't kill Juan. I know he didn't. Well, you are right about that. How do you feel about old bag being in the middle of this? I never would have thought I'd see her here of all places. The last time we saw each other was during that really bad incident, you know. When I look back now, I think of the good things, so it's not so bad, I guess. I would love to go back in time and relive a few of the good things. That's not funny. Huh. It doesn't say Wendy Oldbag, so if you didn't play the other game, would you even know her name is? Oh, no, there it is. I'm pretty sure her real name is Wendy. Okay, that's alright. Actually, I wonder if I didn't ask the manager about powers. I wonder if he knows the manager. He does. That's Miss Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. How can you not be? So Mr. Powers likes this type of woman. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, here's the thing. I don't really know her, you know? There's sort of a small rumor going around about her right now.
A rumor?
If you're interested, I'd be glad to share what I know. He's so happy, he looks like a lion that's found his next meal. What's the rumor? Would you mind telling me about this gossip? No, so you are interested in it. I figured you would be. Yeah. I have such a weakness for celebrity gossip, too. Oh, really? Yeah, so look at this. Looks like a tabloid Miss Oldbag would read. Let's see here. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous? To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Ms. A.A. You see now, don't you? What? You can stop pretending to be in the dark, Mr. Wright. Juan Carita didn't have a manager of his own, which means if we're talking about a certain manager with the initials A.A. Adrian Andrews? Yes, exactly. This is big news. It seems kind of odd. That woman, Miss Andrews, together with the biggest rival of her client? It's that wonderful thing that can only happen between two people. Mr. Powers looks so happy. Pearls is just following along. Well, like the saying goes, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. I don't know how useful this is. I don't have anything to say to delinquents like you.
Please, anything would be helpful.
Well then, how about I tell you my measurements?
She really doesn't like you, does she, Mr. Nick?
Okay. I don't think we have enough, but what are we gonna do? What you witnessed. Alright, I'll be honest with you for now. Please, tell us what you saw.
But, oh, what a waste. And here I have a perfectly good chance to have a little fun at you youngins' expense. I am a little devil after all.
Doesn't that imply you aren't a good person? I'll give you what you want. Give her? Well, we have this autograph. I guess we could start with that.
Take that!
That's Ron's autograph! Yes, it is.
And it even says to my dearest Wendy on it. That's me, right? My name is Wendy Oldbag, so that Wendy has to be me, right?
It may say Wendy, but somehow I don't think Ron had this Wendy in mind.
Please give it to me. Let me have it.
I can't let you have it just like that.
Yes, I know. How about an exchange?
Okay, that's what... She must really want this autograph.
My offer isn't good enough for you? Fine, Mr. Wright, you win.
Wendy Oldbag ready to open up her heart, all for my dearest Juan. Okay? Yay? Okay. I feel bad for you now. I tell you, I saw him that night. I saw him coming out of Juan's room. You're kidding.
Oh no!
It was about 10 minutes before Juan's body was discovered. It was just a coincidence. I was on my way to the toilet, minding my own business. And? Did you tell that to the police? Well, of course. I thought I could get a gift certificate or two out of it, maybe more.
Gift certificate?
I've been recruited again for that part of the trial. You know, the trial tomorrow. This time, you're gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard to get your client pronounced guilty.
But Mr. Ongard hasn't done anything bad.
I don't care about details like that. I know he did my poor dear Juan in. I just do. That yellow-bellied chicken.
A yellow-bellied chicken?
I trust my senses. I know when someone did something bad, and I say he did it. What did Mr. Ongard do to you to make you so... You don't know? That guy, he framed my Juan. He created that scandal that plagued poor Juan.
Mr. Nick, what's a scandal?
I'll tell you about that after we get home, okay? Poor Juan, led astray by the wiles of that vile temptress.
Mr. Nick, what do wiles and wild temptress mean?
How about we just listen to what Miss Olbeck has to say for now, okay, Pearls? So, Miss Olbeck, who is this woman you're talking about?
Adrian Andrews, of course. Who else? That guy. He shoved the girl onto Juan on purpose.
His own manager? Why would he...
I thought lawyers were smart. It was to create a scandal to make Juan lose face. That girl drove Juan into a scandal that dragged his reputation through the mud.
Sounds like a pretty standard definition of a scandal. What do you know about that anyway, Miss Oldbag? I'm one of Juan's biggest fans.
I'm always out there gathering information. There's nothing I don't know.
Do you have proof that Mr. Ongard did what you say?
Next week's issue of a certain magazine says so.
Of course, a tabloid.
Does that mean it's something people don't know about yet?
Why would Oldbag have that information? And where did she get it? Okay, she's back to not being willing to talk to us. Go back and talk to Andrews and... Next week's tabloid. Oh my god, did Oldbag steal her camera and she's planning to sell it to a tabloid? Is that enough?
Take that!
Is that enough? Lotta, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room?
I told you, didn't I? For my scoop.
Yes, what I want to know about are the details of the scoop.
That's not something I can tell you. I mean, there's my bread and butter.
Alright then. An unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm going to say you were looking into a scandal. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? Perhaps an unfolding scandal between Juan Carita and... Adrian Andrews.
Take that!
This woman! She's Adrian Andrews, Matt Ongard's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jammin' Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it?
You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer. But you can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup.
Backup?
Yeah, you gotta have that, what's it, news sauce.
News source?
That's it. Show me something that shows that one guy had something with Miss Andrews.
Didn't Powers give us what does it say? A superstar and an ultra-hot mega-secret love scandal? Reliable sources say that Juan Carita has been getting in close with the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars. Where's the scandal?
Take that!
This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous. To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Ms. A.A. Ah! Mr. Carita didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. Onguard's manager, Adrian Andrews, she has the initials AA. You saw this article and thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were lurking around Mr. Carita's door last night. That's so sad. It's just depressingly sad. This is your life, Lotta, really? Why don't you just break into his room and start going through the sheets looking for panties? I mean, really. You were looking into Mr. Carita and Ms. Andrews' affair, weren't you?
You got it! I was gonna get myself a scoop by catching him in a secret meeting.
There's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news.
What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? That ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna want to see real proof. At least I do. So that's what I was doing, getting photos. Oh. I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading. Then spice it up with a little and have myself with an exclusive story.
Wow, a lot of nice journalistic integrity you got there.
I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know. But
You need your camera.
the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, is gone.
Your note to yourself?
It was inside my case. The case of my $1,600 camera. They done run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me.
Yeah, I understand.
It's enough to make a cow go bonkers, I tell you. What's with people now anyhow? Never thought I'd see the day when someone done steal something from me.
You really want that note back, huh? I've got no idea why. The story on the note is probably a bold-faced lie. Can we tell her about... Go beat her up. Here's the person that has your camera.
This old granny? She kept glaring at me with those eyes of hers as if it's my fault. Kept babbling about how she won't forgive people who write trash about her Juan. We sort of got into a little fight.
Can we talk with you about some people? Do you know Powers? That's Mr. Will Powers. He's an actor contractor with Global Studios. He's a very nice man. A man with a good heart. But that's all he is and never will be. What a horrible thing to say! No! Why are you calling her horrible? She was accurate! I mean, I like him, but and that's not a bad thing. That's all he is, and that's all he ever will be. He's a good man with a good heart. Society doesn't care about genuinely nice people, Mr. Wright. For a second, her face twisted in pain. I wonder if something happened to Miss Andrews. Oh my god, can we defend her? I love her. Did we ask her about Juan? Did you know the victim? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place after all. Okay, so we did talk to her, but... Do you know the security lady? I told you, I hate trifling matters. Can you tell us about yourself? I hate talking about myself. It's a trifling matter. Sorry! What did it say? Take away the sarcasm on what? Take away that layer of sarcasm. She really does seem to hate herself. Is it sarcasm? I don't care, I love her. Can we talk about this? I'd like to ask you about this. She doesn't want to look at it. You don't know anything about this camera, do you? Did you know anything about the press conference? You were the one taking care of the arrangements for this press conference, right? Yes, that's right.
Mr. Ongard said he didn't know about it.
Is that what he said?
Huh?
Actually, I didn't know all the details either. It was a request from the publicity department. All I did was help out and do what was asked.
Oh,
I wondered about that. I wouldn't take her to be the type of person to do something without knowing the details. Yeah, that's kind of weird too. Before we try to break her Psylocke, I would say let's go talk to Gumshoe again, see if there's anything there. Maybe we can report the stolen camera to him. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing.
yeah. Oh, he's back.
Hey, so you came, pal?
Why the blunt greeting?
Yeah, because there's nothing to be happy or friendly about.
What do you mean by that?
Things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight.
We can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. Look, after we got Maya off the hook when she was in a locked room with a victim and there was no one else in there, I think we're fine. Not worried. Let's hear about the airtight evidence.
I can't give you the details, pal, but there's two big pieces.
Two?
And both of them are in this photo.
Okay, so I'm guessing that there's fingerprints on the knife.
The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest.
Oh, that's what they meant by button. Okay. It's big. I wouldn't have called it a button, but okay. Okay, that's the button you found during your body search of Mr. Ongard. It was in his pants.
Yep, I found it in the fold of the Nickel Samurai's special pants.
And the second one is?
The knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact.
It's a steak knife. That's easy.
Fingerprints? Whose are they?
You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. They're Matt Ongard's.
Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm not worried. It's a steak knife. What about this airtight testimony?
It's that old security lady, Miss Oldbag.
I thought so.
What do you mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal?
Well,
I even told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone.
her blab knob is stuck on 10 and there's no turning it down.
Yeah, well, Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. Ongard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death.
No way!
Again, that's completely circumstantial. I'm not worried. Can we tell him about the camera?
If I'm caught leaking info, my neck's gonna be the ringer. I mean, my neck is a joke, but yeah, ask me about things that only have to do with the case.
It does have to do with it.
I'll tell him about We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves.
Really? The scandal with Mr. Kurita? Why? I thought I would just do it to get him to get the phone, or the camera.
Well, 2 years ago.
A woman commit what? That was so fast.
A woman committed suicide.
Suicide?
Her name was Celeste Impacts. She was Juan Kurita's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impacts was Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about business from square one.
Her mentor, a woman who was both Miss Kurita's manager and Ms. Andrews' mentor. Well, it makes sense that they might have bonded and gotten a relationship over her. Could her suicide have something to do with this case?
Do you want to know more about her, pal?
Yeah.
She was the victim's manager, and also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide. And now those two are linked again together by another death. Well, maybe it's just a coincidence, but ow!
I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another.
Miss Von Karma!
You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? Well, we have a boyfriend in common.
I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't mean.
I do. Scruffy. You have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. Okay, first of all, I'm pretty sure prosecutors can't fire cops, even in your little dystopia world. Second of all, you've got a job at my office anytime you want, buddy. You can be a PI. I think there was a third of all, but I don't remember what it was.
Wait! Please wait, sir! If I don't get this month's pay, I'll stop.
Quiet. If it weren't for traitors like you. Who's talking now? I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who? That voice. Oh, it's Edgeworth. Hey, baby. I knew you weren't dead. You look mad, though. You look good, though. Yeah, do you want to see Edgeworth jumped up on the desk? There's Miles. Yeah, you give Miles kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kisses for Miles. You're so cute. It's been a long time, right? Yeah, I thought you were dead, thanks. Well, I didn't, but Phoenix did. So that was kind of traumatizing. Thanks for leaving what really read like a suicide note and making me worry.
This person is Mr. Edgeworth?
What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong. You haven't changed a bit, Franziska. So you two do know each other? Can I please ask when that happened? She looks thrilled. You. How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. How many times are we going to go over this, honey? You even ran away with your tail between your legs, like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Franziska. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I will see you tomorrow in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. Miles, you know that I love you. I do. But this thing where you leave a suicide note and then come back and then compare women to animals. We need to talk about all of this thing. Like, all of it we need to talk about. And the words that I want to use to talk about it are basically no, but I wanted you to imagine it as like a big banner that says no, like that. Does that make sense? You're looking at me funny, sweetheart. What is it? Oh, am I interrupting your nap? I'm sorry. Phoenix. Yeah, that's just ... Well, how you been, buddy? You want to talk about the trial that you're screwing over for me? I thought you, Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, which is how I'm referring to you in front of everyone here, so that everyone will know that our relationship is professional and definitely not personal, had gone and died.
Mr. Nick!
I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What's that supposed to mean? Now I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth.
The truth about you leaving what was clearly meant to be taken as a suicide note when you said you chose death and disappearing without any other indication of where you were going or whether you would be safe from harm, that truth? And then coming back and us not talking about it or addressing it in any way? Despite the fact that it deeply traumatized me for a year, to the point at which I asked my assistant and friend to never even use your name around me because it was too painful to speak about you. That truth?
In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. Well, I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information.
What is going on inside his head?
A lot of things may have happened. However, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of a von Karma.
1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses really the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It had been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth.
I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason?
This is so clearly two lovers fighting in public, but trying as hard as they can to pretend not to be lovers. But yes, I do truly feel Phoenix's pain of, again, I thought you were dead. Why did you leave? Seriously, this isn't because of your track record? That's why you pretended to commit suicide? Because if that's why, and if that's the only reason you're doing this, then I wish you hadn't come back. I get that feeling, I do. Well, with Franziska, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time, the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. To save their lives.
To save your client, do you say?
Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals. Those kinds of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy. Or someone like you, Edgeworth.
And it looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn.
A lot I have yet to learn? Me?
Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. Are we gonna tell him about Maya? Like, at a whole? I'm gonna tell him about Maya.
He hasn't even asked about her.
I have no interest in talking about useless information. Put more thought into what you show me, Phoenix Wright. Still as stuck up as ever. What about her profile? We are looking into leads. But we can only look into a few key players with our limited resources. There's no reason for us to waste energy investigating this person.
Why don't you just tell it to me straight and say, I don't have any info? So we can't tell him about Maya? That really upsets me. But I guess the reason is that we don't really trust him right now, so
We're not gonna bring it up. Oh, we can ask him about himself. And he's looking into himself. Well, we'll just go through all of them. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Carita's manager. Then, a few months later, Celeste Impacts died. Her death was ruled a suicide, right? Yes. But there is still one riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. Suicide note that vanished. Okay. You want to talk about your sister? And I still don't understand how you guys even met. How long did you work for Von Karma? Because it sounded like... I mean, if she's been a prosecutor since she was 13, then she's been a prosecutor for 5 years. 13 plus 5 is 18. She was a prosecutor for 5 years. A year ago, when you left, she'd been a prosecutor for 4 years, because 5 minus 4 is 1. So she was a prosecutor for 4 years. You would have... During that time, for 4 years, you might have been Von Karma's mentee the entire 4 years. Certainly not longer than that, I don't think. He didn't take time off from cases, so he didn't go to Germany. She has a perfect record, so she wasn't taking time off from cases to come here. When did you meet her? Did you guys just have like a standing Skype conference where you'd talk? That's the only thing I can think is like a long distance relationship. Anyway, do you want to talk about her? Nope. Do you want to talk about her? Adrian Andrews. She holds a large secret within herself. A secret. You can't help but feel that this whole case revolves around her. While I was abroad, these deplorable types of actors became popular, I take it. Well, refreshing like a spring breeze is his motto. Refreshing. What is so refreshing about a spring breeze? Honey, you are breaking my heart. Sounds like the Poland is not treating him well this year. You know about his allergies, Phoenix! Just keep pretending you're not dating him, it's fine. Everyone believes you. There is an interesting rumor about this man. You mean the one about Miss Andrews getting close to him? That's pretty common tabloid fare at this point, isn't it? I don't take things at face value when there's more to be found. Let's think. We couldn't show him the walkie-talkie. We're looking to leave, etc. Do you want to talk about the guy, the innocent man nearly sent to prison? No? Okay. You gonna take care of Gumshoe? Not gonna talk about that. Do you want to talk about the little girl that's following me around? Nope, not gonna talk about that. That's fine. Do you want to see my badge? Nope. Do you want to see my Magatama? Nope. Do you want to see this picture? Nope. I'm just gonna show you everything in my pockets, because I enjoy wasting your time. And later, when these turn out to be the key to the entire case, I'm gonna rub in your face that you called it useless evidence. Really? This useless crime photo? That was useless evidence that you didn't want to talk about? That's all I got. Oh, we've got one more. Miss Impact's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that there is no mistake. You just said it was controversial. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect someone had hidden it. You know, not everyone leaves a note, right? The suicide note? How do you know Miss Impacts had written such a note? Thank you! There was no solid evidence. However, we did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. Who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Carita himself. The victim? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Carita hid his own manager's suicide note? But why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Apparently we can't open it, so I guess we'll just show it to him. Well, I don't like to look through reports. Of course you don't. Well, I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all, the reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has two. 2 parts. What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part. Why did we do this? The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name is Adrian Andrews. Miss Andrews? She tried to kill herself? Why are we talking about this in front of an 8-year-old? That's grim. She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try that, though. You can't tell just by talking to someone for 5 minutes, Phoenix. You think she's a strong career woman. That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews has a secret she's trying to hide. A secret? Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. What? Dependent? Talk about the exact woman of what that woman is. Oh, I'm so happy to see we've decided to turn around the misogyny that's been the background radiation of this game that I otherwise love. We're gonna present a woman and tear her down as not really strong, she's dependent on the inside. And furthermore, positioning it as an either-or sort of thing, or like if you seem strong and you're really dependent, then you're hiding a secret or something. My god. Fuck you both. Fuck you very much. Are we gonna talk about the fact that what you left was basically a suicide note, Edgeworth, or no? Okay. Yeah. I'm leaving. We need to go back to the hotel. Actually, let's go talk to our client real quick since we're out here. The hotel's a nest of... Do you know Matt Powers? I've seen his face before. Oh, it's the fan club. Oh, actually that was different. I've seen his face before. Is he a member of my fan club? And that's Mr. Powers. Isn't he supposed to be kind of like a mentor to you? Powers? Oh yeah, he's the guy in that kid's exercise program. I gave him an autograph the other day. He doesn't see Mr. Powers as a mentor at all. Look, dude, I didn't kill him. I mean, the nickel... Okay, we talked about that. Actually, did we? I mean, the nickel samurai keeps the gym in his butt, right? So it's not like I felt threatened by the likes of him.
Being rivals sounds like a sad way to relate to another person. Pearl is like subtweeting me and Miles. Yes, we're actually dating and the rivals thing is just a cover.
Yeah, I'm such a handsome devil. And I'm way good at sports. Karate, tennis, judo, soccer, football, hockey, fencing. It's no wonder I'm popular. Do you know this woman? Dude, this person looks like a member of my fan club. No, stop it. Stop. 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 That's my manager. Did you meet her? Yeah. What do you think? Strong woman, right? She takes good care of me. Such a mama's boy.
Are we really gonna do this every time we see her? People are gonna tell us that she's a strong woman and her entire freaking profile is an intelligent woman who seems to have it all together. Do you know what we don't see on the men's profiles? Whether or not he seems to have it all together, whether or not he seems to have it all together, whether or not he seems to have it all together, whether or not he seems to have it all together. So why do we need to know whether or not she seems to have it all together? Like, just fuck. And that's gonna be a huge surprise that she doesn't have it all together and that there's more to her personality than what you can glean in 5 minutes of talking to her. It's almost like she has depth, like Miles, or Gumshoe, or literally any of the men in this game. Phoenix. Fuck me sideways. That's gonna be the mystery. That this woman who seems strong sometimes isn't. I'm just gonna beat my head against the desk a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. Do you know this woman?
What's wrong?
How much do you know? What do you mean, how much? Mr. Lawyer, I may be your client, but I hope you will keep yourself out of my personal life. No, I would never. Now, if you excuse me, I'll have a lunch appointment I have to keep. You're in detention! Who in the world are you gonna eat with? The security guard?
Mr. Nick.
Celeste Impacts lady. Somehow I get the feeling she's an important person in all this. Interesting. He seemed to think... Well, he said his personal life. Did he date her? Everyone else is dating everybody. And I guess we can't do anything about the camera. I'll go talk to what's-her-face. We'll demand to know how much she has it all together. She seems to have it all together, but does she really?
It looks like Miss Andrews isn't here.
That's not good. I have a few questions I want to ask her.
She has this psyche lock on her heart, right?
Well, we don't have much of a choice. I guess we'll have to come back later. Huh, okay. Has anything changed around the room? Not that I can see. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if, yeah, there it is. Missing knife. Right there. There's a giant bone sitting on the plate.
I don't like meat.
There's something weird about this plate. It's missing a knife. A knife with fingerprints on it. Is nobody gonna be like, that's the blue matcher? Whose idea was it? The chief made it? I thought it was Gumshoe's idea. I don't know where to go to find Andrews. They acting like Andrews is still there, but he is not. Or, On-Guard is still there, but he's not. Even Mr. On-Guard didn't seem to know. How does the person who's supposed to give a conference not know about it? Where has she gone off to? What are we supposed to do? I feel like I've done something wrong. I broke the game. How to get Andrews back. That's not working. Where is Andrews? I have to look up a walkthrough or something? I don't know how to get her back. Okay, the last person we talked to was... We talked to Matt on guard, and he got upset, so it was personal. Is that new information? We've done all of this. Stop showing that photo.
What do you think about the fact that he ran off? There's so many things I don't understand in this world. Where do you think Andrews is? What do you think about Edgeworth? Do you know anything about this one? Oh, maybe he knows? That might make sense. Do you know anything about Celeste? I'm honored you're asking me, but I have no idea who this person is. Really? Sorry. Thanks for taking the time to show it to me, but I don't know anything about it. You gave that one to me? I don't know what to do. Do you know anything about this? I told you how many times now? I'm a journalist. Where is she? I don't know what to do. I googled being stuck with this, but nobody else seems to be stuck on this. Where is she? Am I missing something obvious? I'm so sorry. I feel very foolish that I'm... What is this episode? Trials and Tribulations? A couple walkthrough. Okay, Trials and Tribulations. What is this? Wait, no, this isn't. Why are people saying trials? What is this one? What's this one called? I don't even know what it's called. It's case for Justice for All. Farewell, my turnabout. Okay, farewell, my turnabout. Stop.
Detective of Celeste Impact. Talk to Edgeworth about trial. Talk about proof of Von Karma blood. Talk about why standing cart. Present Impacts' profile. Talk about missing suicide note. Present Edgeworth with suicide report. So let's go back there. I thought I asked him everything. Present Edgeworth with suicide report. Talk about codependency. But there's nothing there. There was tomorrow's trial, proof of Von Karma's blood, why standing cart, missing suicide note. Tomorrow's trial.
What? The fuck? Oh, that's not okay! One of them was replaced with this other thing. Fucking hell. How was I supposed to notice that? Did y'all notice that? Don't tell me if you did, okay? Don't tell me if you did. So we get to ask, why does it say codependency and this is dependent nature? I don't know. Was, like, before they remixed it, was it actually codependency? Oh my god. Of course it was. What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempt at suicide. This is gonna piss me off, isn't it? It was a few days after the death of Celeste Impax. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? Why would she? Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Impax, was gone forever. That's why. Why would... Is this what they call following someone to the grave? Maybe they were in love. Edgeworth, you don't know. After her attempt at suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. Good. She is someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. Based on what? Once she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. Oh my god. That's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste Impact suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That is according to Adrian Andrews herself. How do you know this? Why do you have access to her counseling records? That means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible! Yes, I agree the writing is terrible. Oh god, do I have to go into this? Okay, first of all, feeling or being dependent on others does not mean that there's necessarily anything wrong with you. Like, humans are social creatures. Many of us feel varying degrees of dependent on other people. That's fine. Obviously, if you are so attached to someone that their death causes you to nearly commit suicide, then it's a really good idea to get some help, because you don't want to commit suicide, that's something ideally to be avoided, you know? But the idea that years later she's had counseling and we're just gonna assume that, well, she's not a strong person, she's just pretending deep down inside, because we all know she's fragile and mentally ill. Like, fuck you, game. Honestly, I am insulted. And I say that as someone who is mentally ill myself. Having a strong exterior and being mentally ill on the inside does not mean that the exterior is a facade or fake or not just as much a part of you as the other parts. It just means you're complex. What's your excuse, Edgeworth? You were writing suicide notes a year ago. But we're just not going to talk about that, apparently. because we've decided to be really shamey and stigmatizing about suicide for some reason, so we're just gonna not talk. Why would they do that? Why would they have him write what was clearly meant to sound like a suicide note, only to get really stigma-y about suicide notes? It's the same game! Is she back now? Wow, I'm super glad that we couldn't advance without learning how her strong nature is totally just a facade.
Miss Andrews is here. It looks like she's talking to someone.
That's Franziska von Karma.
Miss von Karma?
What are you doing here? Well, I'm his lawyer, so... You've got some nerve following me around. Following you?
That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following.
Pearls.
You're always following after that detective with the little beard.
Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. Did you GPS tag him?
What is that? An electromagnetic receiver.
I planted a tracking device on that detective.
Why?
With this, I know that fool's every move. What's that noise we hear? Is this receiver? I feel really sorry for Detective Gumshoe now. I'm pretty sure that's against a labor law or 3. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews.
Yes?
Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. Was it a date? Are you guys discussing dates? Because I think you'd be cute together. What were those two talking about?
Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she?
Yeah, I'm gonna ship them. Why not? You can't stop me. I can ship anything I want. Well, actually, that's not true. I have rules for shipping. But I can ship these two. I can ship Andrews and Franziska. Ship them into a better game, one that doesn't compare them to animals. I love Edgeworth, but I'm not a big fan of the Mare line. So before we start opening up her secrets, I would like to ask her about... God, I'm so sorry, but would it be alright if we asked you about your mentor? I'd like to ask you about this. I told you, I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are no relevance. Okay, so I think we're just supposed to go straight to the Magatama.
Take that!
Why was Juan Carita murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Engarde's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Carita. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You are not good at being intimate with another person. I highly doubt that. Well, let's start with the magazine clippings.
Take that!
You and Mr. Carita had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into this story. As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on her good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However,
What if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me. Need to get close to Miss Karita. As if there was ever such a need, Mr. Karita, sorry. Didn't you get close to Mr. Karita for this person's sake? I was assuming they got close because they were reminiscing about their good memories about Celeste. But Phoenix seems to think it's a little bit more sinister than that. Celeste Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? Miss Impacts. She committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Karita's manager. I believe you got close to Mr. Karita so you could find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews? There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Is there no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved.
Take that!
Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, wasn't it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Karita. Juan? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Karita. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor. However, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give. But I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impacts was someone very special to you. Really? We're gonna throw her own attempted suicide into her face. Great. Good. This isn't gonna trigger her or hurt her anyway.
Take that!
Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop! I don't feel good about this. When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Karita of hiding Miss Impacts' note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why the victim was killed. Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Karita dead. Me? Miss Impacts was everything to you. And then she died. You would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder? Murder? It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small, and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth.
Miss Andrews.
This one thing, it's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you?
No?
Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard someone had hidden her suicide note. And that someone was Juan Carita. Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everyone seems like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Carita to recover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Why did Matt on guard say we were getting personal? If they purposefully add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so I understand. I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret.
Miss Andrews.
If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. All right, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion.
Mr. Nick, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back.
That card? Yeah, I guess she has.
Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding?
Huh? Oh, this?
I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag.
Looks like a seashell. What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it?
I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from.
You're not remembering something clearly? That sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. I must be off. I leave Mr. On Guard in your capable hands. Why are there scare quotes in your capable hands? That's strange. Why did we do that to her? It didn't seem like it was at all relevant to anything. I'm actually kind of pissed. That we traumatized this woman for no goddamn reason. Well, I think we've gathered all we can.
What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Oh, Pearls, she looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept and has been walking all over the place with me today. Plus, there was a thing where we kept talking about suicide in front of her.
What's wrong, Mr. Nick?
Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right?
Oh no, I'm okay, really. I'm fine, I am.
You don't look fine to me.
So, what now?
Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive.
You mean Miss Impact's suicide note?
That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever.
Mr. Nick, the transceiver!
Hello? Wright and Company law offices.
Mr. Attorney, you're not answering the phone.
Maya! Where's Maya?
As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time.
Who?
Which is why I suppose she is absolutely famished.
What?
I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend, at any cost. Wouldn't you agree?
Wait! Maya, let me hear her!
Very well.
Ask my...
Maya, is that you?
Sis! Ask my sis!
Maya! Damn it, he cut me off!
Mystic Maya said, ask my sis, didn't she?
What did she mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Sorry. Ah! Mia! We've got to start getting you better clothes for when you take over Pearl. It's really starting to freak me out a little bit.
I have a message from Maya, so come ask me anything you want about her. How could you possibly have a message from her? When she channels you, she steps out of her body. I guess you're hovering over her at all times, maybe.
How is Maya?
She's safe for now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe.
But Mia, how do you know?
As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Oh, clever. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could.
I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. It's pretty smart of her. The kidnapper. What is he like?
I don't know.
Apparently, Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel. He was drugged there. And? She didn't see the face of her attacker. Ugh! Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her.
I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. At a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I had to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me, so I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Huh? Someone dropped a card here. It looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. Huh. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. There's all sorts of things piled up here, but it's too dark to see. It feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here, and they feel like barrels. I'll pass. It's too bad I'm hungry and not thirsty. It's locked, but the door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. That's it, this shell card. If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. That might be my key out of here. I'm such a genius. All right, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it. I'm getting the heck out of here. Really? Oh, you fuck. God damn it. That's not fair. It's not fair at all. I'm going to assume that they won't tell us right away, otherwise I would have gone straight into the next episode, but you know they won't. Okay. So
don't think Adrian killed him. I'm a little frustrated that it feels like we're going to be forced to present her as a possibility, because the thing of it is, in the American court system, supposedly, if you can present an equally likely suspects, then it doesn't matter whether they're guilty or not. It's enough to provide reasonable doubt, and so it's like, well, we don't know it was Killer A if it could have been Killer B. So in that regard, it's kind of okay, in my opinion, to present, look, it might not have been, Matt, it could have been Adrian. Because in that case, it's like, well, alright, yeah, we don't know who did, this case shouldn't have gone to court right away, you know, the police screwed up by coming to court too quickly, they're acquitted because, you know, you tried your shot, you didn't, you jump the gun, and you don't get two bites at that apple. So yeah, they're acquitted now. So in that case, it's fine. But this is so different because it's like, it's not good enough to just provide another possible murderer. It's like we have to actually prove who did it. So I don't like being forced or pressured to set up Adrian as a possible killer if it's gonna get her in trouble in ways that I don't think she should get in trouble. So that kind of is gonna irk me a lot. And I don't even know how to deal with... I'm honestly just so teeth grinding at the whole thing about whether or not she's strong and how strong she is or isn't, and how dependent she is or isn't on other people. They made it into this whole personality thing. Why couldn't they have just written her so that she really cared about her mentor, or that even that they were in love or something? Sometimes whenever somebody kills themselves, it affects people who are close to them really badly, and they end up trying to do the same thing. That doesn't mean that they're, you know, whatever they're trying to do, deeply broken or anything like that. Like, that's really frustrating and offensive to me, that everything they've built up is a facade and all this. Just go to hell, video game. But it's alright, because whenever we go to court tomorrow, we're going to introduce her to Franziska, and those two will date. I declare it. And so Adrian and Franziska will get together and date, and will make up with Miles and get past, you know, our problems and get back to dating. And then it'll be like the Love Boat, but instead of the Love Boat, it's like the Love Courtroom. So yeah, that's my goal for tomorrow, is to introduce Adrian to Franziska and make up with Miles. And, you know, I guess in the midst of all of this matchmaking, we'll probably get our innocent client off the hook, I guess. I don't really know what's going on with there. And then Maya will burst in, having escaped, and like she can marry everyone. Yeah, like a priest, but she's a spirit channeler. She probably can marry people. So she can marry me and Miles together, and Franziska and Adrian can like catch the bouquet, and it's perfect. It'll be fine. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow in court. That's my plan. All right, so this has been Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, with like side note fanfic written by me and Amardal as we go. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.